Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review. And in this edition, we'll be talking about the Cleveland Browns versus the Atlanta Falcons. Browns have been without that guy there, Joe Thomas. He's not going to be playing in this game, just like he hasn't been playing all season, as I'm sure you're familiar with. This guy will, though. Hoyer, as he's still the quarterback. But in this game, this is the Cleveland Browns versus the Atlanta Falcons. You can catch this Week 12 matchup on November 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on your local CBS affiliates. And heading into this game, the Browns are 6-4 and the Falcons are 4-6. And what we're doing, we just started last week doing a new, format for Upon Further Review, where we bring you Madden gameplay along with the show. And I'll be playing as the Atlanta Falcons versus the Cleveland Browns. So what we do is I play as the team that I'm picking to win the game. And I'm still doing the Upon Further Review, going over all the stats and highlights for this game, heading into it, as well as playing it out here in Madden. So saying the Cleveland Browns are 6-4 and the Falcons are 4-6. This one's in Atlanta. If it was in Cleveland, I would probably take the Browns almost definitely. But being in Atlanta, I'm going with the Falcons. And the Falcons are actually at 4-6 in first place in the NFC South, believe it or not. The Browns, they're right up there too in the AFC North. Actually, let me look right quick. Do we even have that? They're third in the AFC North. Even though they're 2 games better record-wise than the Falcons. But with the Browns, the way they started off the season was with a loss in Pittsburgh. What the heck? What is going on? Here we go, Terrence West. Oh, what am I doing? I'm the Falcons. Anyway, the Browns started off in Week 1 with a loss against the Steelers. They almost came back in that game, and they ended up losing to the Steelers on a late field goal. They had tied it up at 27, and then the Steelers kicked the field goal to win 30-27 in Week 1. They almost did win that one, and they would have swept the Steelers, because back in Week 6, they ended up beating them by 3 touchdowns after being beaten by 3 points in Week 1. And in Week 2, they got their first win, and that was at home against New Orleans. That was a come-from-behind victory that they won by 2 points, very impressive. And then in Week 3, they hosted Baltimore and they lost by 2 points. And that was a tight game against a division rival. They almost won that one, but they ended up losing by a pair. Then they got their bye week, and then they ended up going on a 2-game winning streak, going to Tennessee, beating the Titans. They were down in that game. They came all the way back, and they won by 1 point. Really solid performance there. And then in Week 6, as we had already mentioned, the Steelers came to town and they beat them by 3 touchdowns. A huge win over their division rivals. And then they ended up going to Jacksonville, and they were actually the first team this season to lose to the Jaguars. So right there it kind of shows you, they went to Jacksonville and they lost. Are they going to go to Atlanta and win? But after that loss to Jacksonville, they went on a 3-game winning streak, winning at home against the Raiders and then against the Buccaneers, and then going on the road to Cincinnati, the Battle of Ohio, beating their division rivals, the Bengals. And that was a very impressive win as well. So the Browns are the kind of team that, they win some games, they're very impressive, but then they lose some games that, really the Jacksonville game is the only game really where they lost, where you kind of like, what the heck? But, that is the NFL. That's the parody of the league. Because you got to figure, really, that loss to Pittsburgh in Week 1 was only by a field goal. They could have won that one easily. They could have beat the Ravens, too. They only lost by 2 points in Week 3. They win those 2 games right there, they'd be 8-2. And if they beat the Jaguars, they'd be 9-1. Of course, last week they lost to Houston. That was at home. The Texans came in with Ryan Mallett. They put up 23 points. J.J. Watt even caught a touchdown. Hoyer did put up 330 yards, though, in that loss. That was the second time Hoyer's gone over 300 yards passing. And this week he's actually going to have Josh Gordon back. So he's been doing that without Josh Gordon. and now Josh Gordon's going to be back from his suspension. So we'll see what he can do. Look at this, Devin Hester. What? Devin Hester, touchdown, returning the punt, baby. Woo! That's right. And that actually brings us to the Falcons. And in week 1, they won in overtime at home against New Orleans. In week 2, they lost on the road in Cincinnati to the Bengals. But in week 3 on Thursday Night Football, they blew out the Bucs, and that's when Devin Hester, he made history doing what he's doing right here. You see him returning this punt that I just returned. And on Thursday Night Football back in week 3, he passed Deion Sanders for the all-time record for special team return touchdowns. And if this happens right here, if Devin Hester can score on special teams, that will go a long way towards the success of the Falcons. As I was saying, they won in week 1 at home against the Saints. In week 2, they lost to the Bengals. Week 3, they beat the Bucs in Atlanta. But then they went on a 5-game losing streak where they actually 3 of those games were on the road. They lost in Minnesota. Then they lost in New York to the Giants. Then they lost at home to the Bears, and then in Baltimore to the Ravens, then at home to the Lions, and that brought them to their bye week in week 9. Of course, during that stretch there, they've had a lot of issues on their offensive line. They've had a tight end even playing off tackle at some points, so that's a big reason why that 5-game losing streak happened. And some of those teams are really tough teams. Really, every team's a tough team. I mean, Minnesota's got a tough defense. New York is a team. Sometimes they play like the worst, and other times they play like the best. And the Bears, even though they're having a rough season, they do have a lot of star power, a lot of offensive talent. And then you look at the Ravens, are also a team. No shame really in losing to Baltimore. They're a tough team. And the Lions, they've got the best defense in football arguably this year, and they were beating the Lions, and the Lions came back and beat them by 1 point. So we'll see. And then the bye week in week 9, in week 10 though, and in week 11 they put together a 2-game winning streak. First going to Tampa Bay and winning against their division rivals, and then going to Carolina and beating the Panthers. Both division rivals, 2 big wins in the NFC South, and that's why they're actually right now in first place, as all 4 of the Falcons' wins have come against NFC South division rivalry opponents. So in the South, they're unbeaten. They're 4-0 in the South, but they're 0-6 outside their division. That's what I always say, that you can't afford to lose division games, and you especially can't afford to lose them at home. Of course, this game is against the Browns. It is at home. It's not a division game, but it's a game that I actually think the Falcons can win this one. The Browns definitely are playing a lot better football, and now they're getting Josh Gordon back, so you would expect the Browns to come in here and actually have a big game and win with Josh Gordon especially. They did just release Ben Tate. He's gone. He's now with Minnesota. And actually look at the Browns. They're getting Gordon back. They're going to be without Jordan Cameron, though. So that's going to, hurt them somewhat. I mean, they do get their biggest playmaker back, but then not having Jordan Cameron out there, of course, he's been kind of back and forth for the last few weeks. They've been with him, without him, He's been having those nagging injuries. Then over on Atlanta's side, we see they're going to be without Alford and without Scott. They're still having trouble up there up front. They got some of the guys banged up, but everybody was participating. Both sides got some guys banged up, but those were the main players that looked to be out. Anyway, well, after 1 quarter of play here, in the Madden simulation, it's 7-0 Falcons over the Browns. Of course, we had to short it up to 3-minute quarters. In the future, we might do longer quarters, but for now, the show kind of runs a little bit long. So we kind of shorten it up a little bit here. But hopefully we can still give you the full, effect of it. But we'll go over the stats here in a moment. Just gotta pick out my defense. Yeah, the Browns, when it comes to passing proficiency, the Browns are 14th in the NFL. So, middle of the road, they got some production. And that's without Josh Gordon. So that number looks to go up, as they should be heading up the stats, laying it on with Josh Gordon. I mean, the guy is a huge playmaker for sure. He's definitely capable of catching 100 yards, no problem. He's the type of receiver that can get you 200 yards, potentially, especially against this Atlanta defense. Of course, we'll go over that here in a moment. But the Atlanta Falcons are actually 6th in the NFL when it comes to passing yards per game. Oh, look at that huge play right there. It is Josh Gordon, his first reception back, even though this is virtual, but that's what it would be, right? Huge play right there, Josh Gordon. That's the kind of stuff you can expect out of Josh Gordon. As I said, he's a big playmaker. Give him the ball in open field. I'm lucky he didn't break that one for a touchdown, because that's the kind of stuff he does. But when it comes to passing defense, the Browns are 11th in the NFL in passing defense, and the Falcons are 32nd. They are dead last. They're the worst team in the NFL when it comes to letting up passing yards. So with Josh Gordon back, you would expect that the Browns are going to have a huge day through the air. That would be, a common perception. That's what you would think would happen. We'll see what happens. So I'm not sure necessarily. I mean, he might even have a big day. That doesn't necessarily mean they win. So not that I'm, rooting against them or anything, but I feel that the Falcons, this is a game that they're going to take. Get into that more in a moment, but when it comes to passing, though, you got to give it, the advantage to Cleveland. Actually, you would think the Falcons would have the advantage, with Matt Ryan in that passing game, but oh my goodness, look at that, Terrence West just running by him. But with the Falcons' defense is so bad, they're really good at passing the ball and putting up yards and numbers through the air, but their pass defense has just been abysmal. Of course, they're a different team, at home than on the road, even though their last 2 wins there did come on the road. But, the Browns, their passing defense is playing really well, and they've got a great secondary, so you definitely have to give the advantage to Cleveland when it comes to passing the ball. Then we look at running the ball. The Browns are 15th in the NFL when it comes to rushing yards per game, and the Falcons are 24th. We look at running defense, the Browns are 30th, and the Falcons are 24th. So the Browns are really good at running. Well, they've been weird. They were one of the better running teams. They've been kind of falling off a little bit, and that's kind of why they released Ben Tate. But they do have Terrence West and Isaiah Crowell, and they've been doing really good, putting up good numbers. I'll actually go into that more in the third quarter. We'll go over the stats in the third and fourth quarters of the individual stats. But, with the production they were getting out of those two, and with Tate, he was injured, then he came back from the injury. He did have some production, but he wasn't consistent, and so they ended up releasing him. But they still have been getting yards on the ground, but the thing is they can't stop the run. They've been just one of the worst teams when it comes to stopping the run. The Falcons, although they really don't run the ball, and I mean, even the ratio of pass to runs, they've passed the ball 385 times and only run the ball 233 times. But you expect them probably going to try to run the ball more against Cleveland. So, be interesting to see Steven Jackson, what he does. Oh, man, almost sacked him. What? Oh, my God. Can you believe that? Almost a sack, and look at that. He gets a touchdown. What a play by West. Huge play there. Is that West? Wow, that was crazy. Touchdown Browns. But yeah, Antoine Smith will probably be getting some carries as well. Well, Steven Jackson, he has 467 yards on the season, but we'll go more over that later. Yeah, when it comes to run the ball, though, you gotta give the advantage to Cleveland, even though it's pretty close. Just that both their defenses struggle to stop the run. But the Browns just have more success on the ground. They're a little more committed to the ground. Although I do expect them to pass the ball a lot more, and that's going to lead to the potential a lot more points, come this Sunday. So then we go to look at actually the points for and against for these two teams. And the Browns, when it comes to points scored per game, the Browns are 18th in the NFL, and the Falcons are 12th. So the Browns, at times they put up points, not so much, but the Falcons, when they get going, they get going. Well, you see, like I said, in week 3 there, they put up 55, was it, against the Bucks? So they can definitely put some points up on the board. Actually, it's 56 against the Bucks. But we look at points against. The Browns are 7th when it comes to points allowed, and the Browns are 23rd. So the Falcons, as much as they score, they let up a lot of points. And although the Browns don't score a lot, they don't let up a lot. So definitely, did he get it? No, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball, Julio. Advantage right there. I mean, it's tough to say. It's pretty close. I mean, it's almost a push, really, when it, at that point. But I kind of give the slight edge, to Cleveland in that department. So, I mean, statistically speaking, the Browns should win this game, you would think. But the fact it's played in Atlanta, and also I just think that the Falcons are going to come out inspired. They're hot right now. They got a 2-game winning streak. They've proven to themselves that they can win. They're in first place in their division. I think this is a really big game for the Falcons. They need to win this one at home. Whereas the Browns, they kind of are like up and down, it seems. This kind of thing that I was reading too. They're saying like, oh, which Browns team is going to show up? Is it going to be the good one, or is it going to be the team that loses games that they should win? But like I was saying, it's a little bit unfair to Cleveland, because really the only game where they kind of like laid an egg was in that Jacksonville game. They went down to Jacksonville, and this is another road trip to the south. Of course, this is going to be played inside in the dome. See how Cleveland fares there. That's the thing, you get Atlanta in the Georgia Dome, they're a different team, because their whole team is predicated upon their speed, especially at wide receiver, in that passing game, that high speed, high octane passing game. Matt Ryan and the Falcons, said Roddy White, Julio Jones, these guys are very talented, and Matt Ryan airs it out to them. Oh no, interception, look at that. And this is my first time on offense with the Falcons, because Devin has to, I return that punt. And look at this, Matt Ryan going for the long ball under pressure, that blitz, and here's the pick right there. And the Browns are ball hawks. That's the thing, is Matt Ryan's going to have to protect the ball. He's going to have to not turn it over. So the Browns will intercept the ball given the chance. Let's actually look inside the numbers there. On the season, Tashawn Gibson has 6 interceptions, and Buster Screen has 4 interceptions. And overall, the Browns defense has 14 interceptions on the season. So they're averaging more than an interception per game at this moment. They're averaging almost 1.5, like 1.4 interceptions per game. That's pretty good. That hurt us right there, though, man. I would have liked to get a score, even a field goal, right before the half. But they shut us down. Looks like this is going to wind down at halftime. I'm not even going to bother calling timeouts. Well, maybe I should. Just because Hester already returned that punt earlier, right? If I can stop them here, maybe they punt the ball, and maybe I just, get another punt return. It could happen. You never know. I already did that one. I was kind of surprised. I don't know if those of you who are still watching, and were watching earlier, obviously, saw that punt return. Like, I was going to talk into it too. I was like, holy cow, I can't believe it. Am I actually going to return this? I didn't even want to almost acknowledge it until I actually had it, because I thought they were going to tackle me. But that, if you want to go back and check that out, feel free. And then come back to this part. You know, that's you can do whatever you want. You know, you have the power and the control to go back and forth through the video at your will. Oh, jeez, why am I calling a timeout? What am I doing? Dang. Got caught up in talking. That's what happens, though. Because I'm doing the show and also playing the game at the same time. So it's like multitasking, trying to do both the show and do the Madden gameplay. But I think it works out pretty decently. I actually lost a couple I lose one last week? Oh, look at that. Did he just knee on it? Yeah, he kneeled. Because they thought, like, oh yeah, we'll just kneel on it, go to halftime. That's what a lot of teams do. I've been seeing a lot of teams. I think it's smart to do, too. And I was going to let the time just run out. But then I was like, wait a second. Devin Hester already returned one punt. Let's see if we can return another one. It's possible. Oh, well, nope, I guess not. Well, whatever. Didn't hurt to try. Right? Never hurts to try. Look at that. What a view. What a great job they did on this game. There he is, Josh Gordon. Oh, look at that. It's Aaron Rodgers. What? Aaron Rodgers is a referee, I swear. And every single game I've played, I see Aaron Rodgers, like Aaron Rodgers sightings. It's like a game or something, like, you know, where you should do this, like take some Mountain Dew or something. It's like, I gotta drink a Mountain Dew now that Aaron Rodgers showed up in the game. Look at, here we go. There's the punt return right there we're talking about. There's Josh Gordon, a big play that ended up setting up later on a touchdown by that guy there, Terrence West. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers shows up in every game. He's a ref. Sometimes he's the Gatorade guy. You know, not the water boy, the Gatorade guy. Here, Matt Ryan. He's got to have a big game to beat Cleveland. It's going to be tough, too, like I said. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland pulls this one out. It's the kind of game they should win. And I said, I almost want to pick Cleveland. I really actually do, but I don't know. I feel that Atlanta at home, this is the type of game, like, they really need to win. Going into the season, I felt that the Falcons were going to win the South. You know, I thought they were going to bounce back. And it's kind of crazy, like, the way things start going, I was like, oh, I guess I was wrong. But then here we are in Week 12, heading into Week 12. They're in first place at a record of 4-6. I didn't think they were going to have, like, some crazy season, but I thought they'd have a better record than that. But, you know, hey, first place is first place, right? And it was really more that I thought that, you know, the Saints and the Panthers were going to fall off a little. I figured, like, the thing is, the Falcons and the Panthers, it seems like they kind of flip back and forth. Like, they both have up seasons and down seasons. So it's like when the Panthers are having a good season, the Falcons seem to have a bad season. And when the Falcons have a good season, the Panthers seem to have a bad season. Or just even they don't always line up that way, but it seems that, you know, the Panthers kind of are a team that goes up and down, you know, and so are the Falcons, you know what I mean? Of course, it's really tough to stay consistently, you know, good and above 500 in this NFL that is just filled with parity. And that's why you got to really give it to those teams that are able to consistently put out, you know, contending teams year in, year out. It's very impressive. Oh, what the hell was that? That was like a freaking, the guy got in my way. Anyway. But yeah, so the Falcons, and I feel like I said, this is a big game, the kind of game that they need to win. The same thing for Cleveland, too. Both these teams heading into this game, this has a lot of playoff implications for both of them. And they both really need to win this game, especially just kind of like send a message to the league and maybe even to themselves that they can have success against another playoff, you know, team, caliber team. Because once it's getting into these cold months, you know, into November, deep into November now, and December's right around the corner, and before you know it's going to be January. They said once it comes playoff time, these are the type of games that you look back to and see, you know, this is how you got there or didn't get there. So, I mean, this one is going to be, I think, highly competitive. Could go either way. I think that there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, too. That kind of favors the Falcons. That'll be more their style of game. You know, the Browns, if they can hold them, if they can force those turnovers, too, then they definitely could win this game. Also, if Josh Gordon has a big game, you know, it's his return. But I'm not so sure that he's necessarily going to have a big game. I mean, I do expect it, but at the same time, sometimes the guy needs a week, you know, or two to get the rust off. Then again, a guy with the caliber of talent that Josh Gordon is, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see him just come right onto the field and just blow everybody away. I mean, you know, it's not like as if he was injured. So, I mean, he should be in play shape, ready to go, and just, like, fresh. So, I mean, like I said, he could have 200 yards in this game. I would not be surprised. Oh, man, that did not develop the way I thought. This guy came over. It's all good, though. Steven Jackson. He's getting up there, but he can still, you know, he can still do it. We were saying earlier we're going to go over some numbers. And Terrence West, he's got 408 yards on the season. And Isaiah Crowell's 358. West has an average of 3.6. Crow an average of 4.6. Ben Tate was only averaging 3.1. That's part of why they were able to, you know, or they decided to get rid of him and go with those two guys who are actually, they have better averages. So, and in Gordon's absence, Andrew Hawkins has 601 yards and Taylor Gabriel has 527 yards. So they've been producing there, and it'll be interesting too because now with Gordon coming back, it should open things up for those guys. I mean, Miles Austin, he also has 418 yards, and Travis Benjamin has 269 yards receiving. So it's like 4 receivers right there that are producing. They've all got touchdown catches too. Travis Benjamin actually has 3 touchdowns on the season. And now you add Gordon into the mix, and that's going to just make them a lot more, you know, dangerous. It's going to make it actually a very interesting, you know, thing to watch to see how Hoyer does with Gordon there, what kind of numbers he's able to put up. Like I said, I mean, it's going to be tough to cover the Browns with all those receivers that they got. And that's right here. This game is just filled with receiving talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, if you are a fan of passing football, then you should love this game right here because it has the potential to be an aerial assault, just a passing frenzy, a gunslinging, you know, battle. Of course, that, like I said, that kind of favors the Falcons. That favors Matt Ryan, you would think. But we'll see how it develops. Like I said, I'm picking the Falcons. I think that they will win this game. They expect it to be high scoring, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being like 44-41, something like that. Would not surprise me in the least bit. Oh, man. Can you believe that? Oh, I thought for sure he was going to get the first down. Well, the way this is going, here's Replay City. Oh, Dansby coming up there and stopping him. It's actually Carlos Dansby. Yeah, he didn't participate, actually. He might not even play in this game. So, he's doubtful and did not participate all week. His knee is still bugging him. I'm not sure if he's even going to be out there for this one, like I said. But it's possible. It's not 100% that he's out. But it's pretty unlikely. Like I said, he's doubtful for the game. She probably shouldn't have had him in there, but whatever. It's all good. But hey, there's the field goal. And Matt Bryant is actually one of the better kickers in football. He can definitely kick it from pretty far out there. That was a chip shot, though, right there, obviously. But let's see what we got here from Matt Bryant. Yeah, here we go. Here's Matt Bryant's stats. He's 16 for 18 for field goals with a long of 54 on the season. He's actually 4 for 6 from 50 plus. And he's 26 for 26 for extra points. I mean, everybody pretty much is perfect on extra points. Almost everybody, not everybody, but yeah, he's really good, though, when it comes from the long range. Even, he's perfect below 50 yards. He's not missed a field goal. He's even 6 for 6 from the 40 to 49 range. And his only 2 missed field goals came from 50 plus. But like I said, he's 4 for 6, so that's pretty good when he comes, from that far out. So if this game did come down to a field goal, he's definitely a very reliable kicker. Of course, Billy Cundiff, he's not had to go for so many. He's not had to go for so many 50-plus field goals. He's 1 for 2 from 50-plus, and he's missed 1 from the 40 range and 2 from the 30 range. He's 16 for 20. He's perfect on the chip shots in the 20 range, 5 for 5, in the 30 range, 5 for 7, and 5 for 6 from the 40 range. So as I said, Matt Bryant is the more reliable kicker, more consistent, at least thus far in the season. Although Billy Cundiff, he's all right. He's not bad. He's only 500 though from the 50 range, and he's missed some shots. Of course, he's also kicking in Cleveland, right there on the water, right there on Lake Erie. It's a little bit more windy in Cleveland. There ain't no wind in the dome, It also makes it a little easier to kick those 50-yarders. So, all things considered, not at all disparaging Billy. He's got a little bit tougher circumstances. Not taking anything away from Matt Bryant either, though. He's, like I said, one of the better kickers in the NFL. Did he get that? Was that out of bounds? It looks like. I wonder if they're going to challenge. Nope, he did catch it. And he's just shy. Just shy. Look at that. Hey, is that Aaron Rodgers holding the ball? What? Aaron Rodgers is on. He's a referee. The guy just works so hard, Aaron Rodgers. He's in every game. He just doesn't quit. Why does it say 3rd and 10? Because it's not 3rd and 10. It's 4th and inches. Looks like they're going to punt it. I wonder if they're going to fake punt. Looks like they are punting.
They come up and make the tackle. Now we have a 4th down.
Here we go, the punt. What can Devin do? Oh, they're punting it out of bounds. They don't want to put it in Devin Hester's hands. They're scared. They're scared of Devin. Let's see. Devin Hester, he's only got the 1 touchdown so far this season off that punt. And that was back, in week 3. Alright, well, we got the lead here. We've got the lead and the ball. 2 minutes left in the game. 2:25. Up by a field goal. Things are looking good for the Falcons here. Oh, that might have almost looked like I was going to lose yards on that one. But we got that down to the 2-minute warning. That was kind of the purpose of that play. I don't know why they would show a highlight here. It's like, that's not at all highlight worthy. Well, I mean, I guess on defense, maybe. You could say, yeah, that's a nice defensive play. But I'm just going to let the clock roll down to the 2-minute warning. Let's look over some more stats. Falcons don't really get after the quarterback too much. They've only got 13 sacks on the season. Cleveland, on the other hand, was this 20 sacks, so they're getting after the quarterback a lot more. Paul Kruger has 6 sacks on the season. And Hoyer, if we look at his passing stats, hold on a second, let me just pick a play here. I don't want to get delay a game. I guess I'll go with this. Hoyer's got 2,542 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on the season so far. What the crap? Jeez, big sack there by Mingo. Talking about sacks. Was that a purpose? I didn't do that on purpose, I swear. Oh, man. I just kind of got caught off. Oh, what the heck? I guess this is the play I want. Not exactly, but let's see if we can make this play work.
After the sack, Ryan standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap.
Yes, Julio, baby, we did it. First down. There we go. They're calling their timeouts. They keep calling them. Yeah, Matt Ryan on the season. His stats, he has 2,793 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Not bad. Pretty good, 20 touchdowns. Of course, the 8 interceptions, but as long as he keeps it under double digits, it's not too bad. Could be worse. That's even, or 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, it's more than double. And that's the thing, too. The more you pass. Oh, my God, no. Joe Hayden. Fuck. Is he going to return this all the way for the pick six? No. No. Oh, no. No, Joe. No, Joe. Not Joe Hayden. The pick six. What a huge play by the Cleveland defense. This is what they need to happen on Sunday if they're going to win this game. Look at this pick six. Joe Hayden taking it to the house. Oh, I should have been running the freaking ball. Why wasn't I running the ball? Oh, man. Right there. It looked like they were going to win. It looked like the Falcons were ready to get another field goal. But no, Joe Hayden with the pick. Matt Ryan just with a horrible pass right to Hayden. Meant to kind of, I was trying to, it was one-on-one. Really what I was looking to do there was just lob it over Hayden's head, but the pass ended up in his hands. And there's the pick six, touchdown, Cleveland. And that very well could happen. I would not be surprised to see that kind of development in the game. Ooh, Devin Hester trying to make something happen. Gets it out to the 37. So now the Falcons are going to have to go 63 yards for the touchdown, down by 4 with 1:32 left here in the fourth quarter. And Matt Ryan just threw that interception, so what's going to happen here is the Cleveland defense has got to be fired up. Momentum is on their side. Matt Ryan's got to be rattled after that interception, and now he's got to lead them to this fourth quarter comeback after being up. Oh, another interception. Oh, my goodness. Another interception by Cleveland. Matt Ryan, 3 interceptions. And this is the kind of thing right here. Like I said, if they can pick off the ball, then the Browns can win this game. I did pick the Falcons. I'm playing as them, but I'm not really doing them much of a service here. We'll see what happens Sunday. Is that how will it go like this? Falcons now with their backs against the wall. It looks like it's all over, but it's not quite. There's still some time on the clock. Let's see what happens here. Can the Falcons somehow, some way? Oh no! Oh my goodness! What a freaking play by Hoyer. Talk about heads up. Did not expect that. Hoyer looking like Johnny Manziel on that one. Wow. Can you believe this? Holy cow. What a play by Joe Hayden. And then another pick, the 3rd interception of the day. We got a first down there too. I'm kind of screwed off of that. Yeah, pretty much is game with that first down. I'll still use my timeouts, whatever, but Hoyer does it on the road. Can he do it in real life? We shall see on Sunday. Because it looks like right here, it looks like all is lost. Of course, if they pass the ball, maybe we get something happening here. Nope, they're running it. Boom. Alright, well, that's going to bring up 3rd down. Pretty sure they're just going to run the ball again. That's our last timeout. 3rd and 10. What to do?
The Browns come to the line.
We go 3rd and 10.
Is at the 32. The defense comes out in the nickel.
This could be it. This could be it.
They hand it off to him again.
Stop him. Get him out of bounds. Shit. Well, you don't have much time. They're just going to let time roll down. They're probably going to kick a field goal here, it looks like. Yeah. This will be interesting to see if they make it. Will they make the field goal? They're just going to let time run down. Nothing I can do about it either. Just have to let the time roll down. 44, 43, 42, 41, 40. And there's the clink. Still 10 seconds. Wonder how long they're going to let it go down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And it's up. And it's good. And that makes it a touchdown. So now it's going to be even tougher. Now we can't even win. Now we have to hope for the overtime. Who knows? Will this game go to overtime? It could go to overtime. It's possible. With those 3 interceptions, it doesn't look very likely. What we really need right here is Devin Hester to return this kickoff. But they're squib kicking it. They don't want to put it in the hands of Hester. They just want to get this clock rolling. So now we're on the 42. We've got to go 58 yards in 22 seconds. Not going to be easy at all. Let's see what's going to happen here. We've got Julio. We've got Roddy White. Can we make this happen? Can we make it happen? I don't know.
The Falcons offense heads on to the field.
22 seconds. It all comes down to this.
First down and 10. Challenging the defenders to the right side.
Oh, man, they are playing some really good defense.
Just stick the football on him.
Of course, maybe I'm just playing bad offense, right? Oh, man. What's going to happen here? Even less time. Still just as much yards to go. Oh, what am I in single back for? Jesus. No wonder. Oh, my God. What am I doing? Alright, let's see what we get here. Yeah, this is what I gotta do. This is what I gotta do right here. Let's see if we can make it happen. Got Roddy and Julio lined up next to each other.
Second and 10. Matt Ryan with the long.
Oh, look. Oh, did he catch it? No, he dropped it. What the frig? He was right there. Of course, with so little time, I don't know if that was good or bad. Oh, my goodness. Look at this play right here. All the time in the world. Boom, gets it to Julio. They don't even show how pathetic that drop was. They're like, yeah, we don't even want to see that. It was just such crap. Alright, well, 11 seconds left here. Third down. Ain't really too many options.
Lions back in shotgun formation. Looking long to Julio Jones.
Oh, Julio! Oh no, but with no timeouts. Oh no, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up, 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 hurry up. What's going on here?
This game is about to finish.
Oh my God. What, he didn't even catch it? Oh, man, I thought he caught it. That was some crap. What the fuck? Nobody catch the ball in this game. They keep dropping balls. Oh, look at that. So I thought the Falcons would win, but the Browns even beat me in the simulation. So maybe I'm wrong on the pick. But that's it for upon further review. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want more content such as this, go ahead and subscribe, as we're bringing you upon further reviews and recaps each and every single week for each and every single game all season long and through the playoffs. Look at that, Joe Hayden, player of the game with that pick 6. So there you go. And freaking Cleveland going down to Atlanta. That's not really the coach anymore, but look at their play of the game was that kick. Why? Why was that the play of the game? It doesn't even make sense. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a good day and have a great weekend and enjoy all of the sports.